Yeah, so we were talking about trips. I've been to New York. I told you in a previous. I've been to New York 6 times in the last 5 years, maybe something like that. Brittany and her husband took me. Chael and I went 2 or 3 times solo for business, and then we went as a family. But the best one, the most fun, was the end of 19. Chael was doing his last fight, so we fly into New York. We're staying at the New Yorker, kitty corner from Madison Square Garden. You guys will see pictures of all that. That was his final fight before he retired there. Got to corner him there, as a legal corner, licensed in New York State as a second cornerman. What do you remember about New York that you liked the best on that trip?
Okay. Well, the kids had never been to a fight.
Yeah.
So they were really little.
Thero's got his little coat on, his robe, and Thero was about
probably 4.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, and Pri was just a stroller.
Yeah.
Stroller, had to have a crib in the hotel room. I remember, I had to get my own room with the kids
because Chael was, all the fighters are in the same motel. And they're all getting ready for a fight, and we'd have to go down, and he'd have to go to they rent a big room in the motel for them to all go do their workouts on his, he'd get the room for one time, some other fighter getting. And the funny thing is, I rode up and down the elevator like 6 times with Lyoto Machida, the guy who's going to fight the whole damn time.
In your pajama pants, I remember.
Always wearing the pajama pants, yeah, for sure.
You have to get your coffee.
Yeah.
You got to get your coffee.
I'd have to go downstairs.
Morning,
what was the name? The TikTok, and they had a guy making coffee down there. The restaurant's
diner.
bad, but the guy out in front of it making coffee that I was slipping the $20 bills to, he was perfect. He'd get me hooked up with 2-3 cups to take back up, whatever. But I'm gonna run through the trip. She'll tell you the best. So we go from there. We then fly to London.
New York to London.
Yeah, New York to London. We get over there
with two small children, mind you guys.
Yeah, 2 little kids. We go to London. We're staying in Ealing. We went everywhere over there. My favorite place.
Memory.
And my favorite place to go was, what was the name of
Harrods?
the Harrods.
Yeah.
Harrods. It's a department store that has everything from diamonds to fruit and steaks and everything you can imagine. And I got to go to Wembley Stadium and do the fights. What's the name? Thompson that Chael used to work with at Bellator. He was an MMA fighter as well. Anyhow, so I was sitting with him and I saw Paul Felder. That was at a different one. But
you name drop a lot.
Yeah, I do name drop because I'm a big shot. Okay, because they take me at all the places to be a big shot. So we go from London, then we go get on a train, the Eurostar, and we go under the English Channel to Paris. Now, when you're on that train, I was a real nerd because they had a speedometer in the corner and I was just sitting staring at that thing. And it tapped out at like 400 kilometers, which is about, what is that? It's like 240 miles an hour?
Nobody knows.
But it went way faster than that because they had another one and they were telling you it was only going like 220 miles an hour. They're wrong. We were like 300 miles an hour going underwater. Paris. So we get to Paris and then we go, and I'm sitting on the street corner. My favorite thing is I'm sitting there drinking a red Perrier, a red bottle of Perrier. You'll see a picture of that.
I didn't know it was a red bottle.
The Eiffel Tower, we were standing we were climbing on that like monkey bars. We had that thing to ourselves.
Chael was so unimpressed with that.
Yeah, he was. And the fact that we could get right there and do whatever we want without somebody bugging us for money, that's what I couldn't figure that out. What were they doing? How's that work? I guess you can go up in it, right?
I was in a different mind frame because I was getting bottles thrown at me and sweating, pushing a stroller on cobblestone. So that trip was a little bit different in my memory for me, but how cool that we got to go all as a family those places.
Yeah, and I mean, there's more places than that. I mean, every place in New York you imagine. I mean, at Times Square, we're hanging out there, and all the stuff people tell about New York, they just got it wrong. Every place I've been there has just been a blast. I figured
New York.
I figured that place out as soon as I got there. I had a guy that I found that would do the laundry. I was bringing stuff to him. I had a place where I could get the fruit that I wanted, the meat that I wanted when we're in between meals. I mean, and of course, that's the other side of it. You're staying in the high rent district where you're not bucking heads with all the riffraff.
Remember how fast Mom would walk on the sidewalks?
Oh my God. My wife walks oh my God.
I had both kids
She's wearing these
stroller.
shoes that got heels
Yeah.
on them.
And I'm a mile in front of
And
her.
talking about how comfortable they are. But hey, honey, your feet are bleeding. They're bleeding. Both your feet are bleeding.
Yeah.
And she's going like 1.1 miles
She
an
will
hour
not
because
change
they
into
hurt.
tennis shoes either. No.
Yeah. They always take us first class. First class. And I think Delta and one of the other fancy airlines have these pods. And I think one time there was some kind of a mix-up or something. They were going to stick me in first class part 2 or something, and I think they moved Vanna White out of her chair, and I got it, and I got to go in the pod. So that's all the worse it gets for me. That's just how the trips go. You big shots have been on these, where you got to run them remote control, rock your bed back, and all that. That's pretty cool. I like
Hey,
it.
I like
I
how
got
much you like it. Yeah.
I like them a lot. I like clothes from Paris. I'm a dirt worker cowboy.
I feel like
that
I
stuff.
should get so much more credit
Well,
for
what do
these.
you want me to do?
No, I like this. Thank me.
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
So we're doing everything. When we're in New York, we take this big boat up to look at the Statue of Liberty, which ended up
That
just
was
being a
fun.
blast. They
Yeah.
had music on there. We're singing "Bad Leroy Brown," and
Mom had a margarita.
Mom got about half tipsy there. She's out there doing the robot
Oh,
dancing
gosh,
and all
yes.
that stuff. Chael's singing, and
Chael's
he just
beat
got
up
done
in the
having a
corner.
fight.
Yeah, he's
right
got a
the night
black
before.
eye.
Got a little mouse on his eye. I think you'll see that in one of the pics.
Yeah.
Thera was dancing. He was a dance machine. I don't know. I think we're probably boring you folks, but it's just what you do when you're a big shot.
Do you have both biceps in there? Do we need to scoot over? Get out of the frame so they can see you.
You know, Jennifer, I'm sorry about this. When I walked in at the beginning of this, is there any way you can play a little bit of that Right Said Fred?
Oh my god.
You know that song, I'm Too Sexy for Me. My wife's asked for it even.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Steve's got
We
to
gotta
walk
go,
into the
see?
shot. Yep. Ready for you.
Yes. So she's got all these friends, and can I say her friend's name or not? If I just use her first name, will they get mad?
Just don't. I've had 3 friends in my entire life. I don't have a bunch of friends, by the way.
Okay, so one of the friends here in West Lynn bought us dinner when we were in New York. Brittany was there, my wife was there, Kavika and Alexis.
Oh, you just said their names, yeah.
Yeah, well, I did say it. I just said the names, and I think you can leave that in there. But anyhow, we had this dinner back in New York, and we got a repeat of that when Chael and I went back in November. We went and we ate at the Porterhouse in Manhattan, right next to the Trump Tower, and it was my birthday, and I got these cups that they got me, Alexis and Kavika, and her mom and dad, who I know, and that's the other people I'm talking about that I can't say their name, but I can. And I thought I thought what was really cool about it is I'm sitting there and I'm eating dinner, and we've got a 4-foot high seafood tower. I got full. I didn't get my steak yet, and I got full eating it. And when they sent it back, it still had like 2 great big lobsters on it.
That killed you.
It's killing me, just like the dinner we had a year or 2 before when we were with them in New York another time, and we sent back the lobster mash. Well, this wasn't lobster mash with like ground up lobster. This had chunks of lobster in it, half as big as this big,
Restaurant eating is just eating in general is very important to you, your meals.
Yeah.
It's a
when
big deal.
Yeah, when you eat.
Whole day is based on what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, what's for dinner. If
Yeah.
we're going, I remember we would have a plan to go to a nice dinner, and it'd be weeks lead up, talking about what we're gonna get, and then you would fast the whole day if we were going to steakhouse.
And it ruined it because you never have as good appetite if you don't eat anything and you're waiting for it. Like Thanksgiving dinner, you're waiting to eat, and you put it off, and then you have 17 potato chips, you don't have an appetite, and all of a sudden you're sitting there going, it's pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, Aunt Betty's gravy's all right. But that's what happens to me.
more about how I'm your favorite child.
She is my favorite child. Yeah, and I have to be, or I'd get who knows what would happen. Bad things, not good things, because she will make everybody hate. The whole crew would hate me, and
No, just if you do something, I'll go to the grave with it. We're going to the grave with
and
it.
I do plenty. So yeah.
Not you. We've never been in a fight.
No, I don't mean that way.
Yeah.
No. I just have. Yeah, I've made a mess of things a few times. It doesn't make me a bad person.
Who hasn't?
Does
Thank
it?
God. Yeah.
Anyhow, I think it's time to go pick up Thero, isn't it?
Yeah, we gotta go pick up the kids.
All right. See you guys.
Carpool diaries.